Welcome to another episode of Riding and Wrenching, the biggest little YouTube channel on the entire interwebs. I am your host, Q the Rider, and in today's episode, I'm going to share with you the latest upgrade that I've done to my 22 Street Glide Special, and that is this police seat. I'm going to refer to it as a competition seat in this video because I first saw these seats in action at a motorcycle rodeo in Pensacola that I participated in just a couple of weeks ago. I noticed that all of the competitors had either Electroglides or the Police Road Kings with the police seats or the competition seats on them. So I decided to get one. But I'll be frank with you and tell you that I came back from that rodeo and I contemplated trading in my Street Glide and just getting a Road King. But I kind of like my bike, and standing out, being a little bit different, that's my thing. So we're going to stick with it. However, there are a few changes I'm going to make to the bike so that I can perform a little bit better in the next rodeo that I participate in, and that's why I got the seat. Now, installing the seat is pretty straightforward. You're going to remove your stock seat, and there's a plastic tray that goes underneath the seat. The seat actually mounts to the two bolts that hold your gas tank down. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Now, you'll notice the seat looks like it floats. You can actually stick your hand underneath here. In the back of the seat, there is a spring. And that spring is a game changer. It's really nice because it smooths out the harsh suspension that's on the Street Glide Special. I actually avoided taking this bike on long rides just because it's so uncomfortable. And this seat is really a game changer. And what it does, it sits you up a little bit higher and pushes you a little bit closer to the handlebars. And what that does for competition riders, it gives you more control over the handlebars and makes it easier for you to get a full lock, either left or right. And it's also wider in the back, but it's narrow by your thighs, which will allow you or enable you to lean the bike underneath you when you're doing those tight maneuvers. So I did test it out this weekend, and I don't know if it was mental or if actually it helped me, but I did perform pretty well with my practice over the weekend using the new seat. I really like it. Now, in terms of how does it perform for a long distance rider, the longest ride I've done so far, I rode for about an hour over the weekend. And so a couple of my observations from that ride. First, by the seat having you set up higher, it lifts my face up higher over the windscreen, which means I get hit in the face with more bugs. That's not a lot of fun. So I rode today and I used my full face helmet, but in the middle of a hot summer, I don't know if that's a long-term proposition. The other thing that's different from my stock configuration on the bike is I normally ride with a backrest. I have not put the backrest on here. It'll fit, but I just think the bike looks better with the solo seat with no backrest. However, I am planning to ride down to Miami in a couple of weeks, and I'm going to take this bike with the competition seat on it, and I'm definitely going to put a backrest on there. Because for a long distance or a touring rider, we like to lean back and be a little bit more relaxed when we're riding. This seat has you sitting upright and closer to the handlebars. And so that's going to be a little bit of a change. Now, the other thing that the seat height is going to force you to change on your bike is the position of your highway pegs. I've actually taken them off this bike for the rodeo, but I'm going to put them back on when I ride down to Miami in a couple of weeks. The other observation is because the seat has a spring and it bounces a little bit, it's not bouncy, but it does move as it's absorbing the bumps in the road. I think you get a little bit of friction between the seat and your jeans, which generates heat, and it gets a little bit hot. I think that's what's causing it, and you just reposition yourself a little bit, and it seems to be okay. But the comfort level with this seat, I mean, it's really a game changer, and I don't understand why more touring seats don't have springs like that, because it's phenomenal. My next upgrade to this bike is actually going to be improving the suspension, so it should be really great with a good suspension along with this spring-loaded seat. I'm kind of looking forward to that. Once I get the new suspension on here, I'll do a follow-up video and let you know how it feels with this seat. All right, so I do have a couple of trips coming up. I've already mentioned my trip in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be riding down to Miami. We're going to take this bike. I'm also going to Nashville this weekend because I'm going to go practice with Ben Wolf from Lock and Lean. He challenged me to a slow race. Challenge accepted. So I'm looking forward to that. That should be a lot of fun. Getting whooped on pretty good by Ben Wolf, but I'm going to swing for the fence and do my best. So that should be a lot of fun. I'm also going to interview Ben Wolf, and we're going to learn a little bit more about the lock and lean class, because he's the founder and lead instructor. So that should be pretty interesting. So just make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell if you want to learn a little bit more about that class. This is Q. I'm riding, I'm wrenching, and I am out.
I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative, I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase a bag, I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. I'll give up everything. If I could see my dreams, I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality. Don't let go. Don't let go. I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality.
I just wanna find a way out, sick of the venom in my brain. Running from the past, wanna escape my pain. I just wanna be a better person, I deserve this. I just wanna break these chains. Always asking for greatness, true to myself, I never fake it. Seen too many ones that are so they get famous. And when I say the truth, most really can't take it. In spite of everything I've been through, I'ma make it. Fake friends, but on my downfall is toxic. Day one, started the outlaws for profit. Now all I do is write verses, no talking. All I do is put the work in, no option. This was everything I ever wanted, created